Welcome back. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner MetaZone, Rovi and MScribe, and today we got AI takeover.
Yeah, dude. Feeling that?
More AI stuff, dude.
I feel like this is like what you've been waiting for your whole life. It's like, right? Confirm or deconfirm, dude? Is this not it? Is this not like the golden era for you?
Well, the combination of AI and crypto and what we're about to talk about is exactly what I would have anticipated.
Really?
Just a bunch of like mess.
Mess?
Yeah.
Define mess, dude. Because like depending on your perception.
I need to see like good use cases. Like, for example, if you could tell an AI that's properly set up to make me money and it does so, that's a good use case.
So you're saying like the current landscape of application, like
I
Twitter competition, mindshare, battling, like that's not good enough?
Yeah, I guess if you create an AI that can tweet and like get mindshare, that's a pretty good use case, I guess. But
yeah, but you're waiting for
additional like
more rollouts of more agentic purpose, essentially.
Yeah, because I see the AI in the Web2 space, and I see a lot of practical use cases, like, you know, writing stuff, you know, generating pictures, generating marketing, you know, roadmaps.
Right.
You know, there's like useful stuff there.
Yeah, but that, I guess.
And so in crypto, it's more like you got to generate like speculative AI value.
Yeah, but like all things crypto, there's always the hope is that like at the end of this is like some achievable like actual value contribution, right? Because we've been asking,
or some mechanism that just gets leveraged, like yield farming. That was one thing that sort of exploded and is kind of sort of useful still.
Yeah.
And so there's got to be some sort of AI output that is like repeatable and useful.
I see. So essentially, like if this, so just based off of our like our increase in attention towards this like sector of crypto, it's likely to become like a permanent, like long-term trend within like the crypto ecosystem at some point. So
yeah, it's gonna have a bubble, and it's like, oh, AI scams. You know,
right, just like everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Just like the way DeFi and the Metaverse and GameFi, all this stuff, right? But the hope is at the end of this, there's like remnants of actual technical progress.
100%.
That strengthens the whole underlying infrastructure.
Yeah, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that that is like being built here, especially with this Ai16z Eliza.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's, and it's kind of the concept that we liked about like Bitmap, for example. It's like alignment mechanisms, right? Leveraging the tokenization aspects of like the Web3 ecosystem to align developers and interested parties towards like a common goal, right? So Bitmaps activated that essentially like through its large scale minting process. It's like now there's like a hyper alignment among this like very large community to contribute infrastructure for the metaverse, right? So like killer thesis. It's like something that's been direly lacking in the metaverse space, right? In the context of Web3. So it's like AI, why not do the same thing, right? Let's create these essentially DAOs, these large scale communities, all aligned through a token to contribute towards like open source frameworks and developments and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I think Bitensor has proven that model, right? Through this like leveraging of Bitcoin's economics to not just align like hardware aggregation.
Yeah, contributions,
Yeah, because you actually need to like, it's not necessarily just contributing code.
Correct.
You got to contribute like real resource.
Horsepower.
Yeah. Speaking of, they're in direct competition to Elon Musk, who apparently can like at the snap of a finger just assemble the most powerful AI.
So
like network.
Elon has the biggest and most powerful supercomputer with 100,000 H100s NVIDIA GPUs.
Yeah, if you don't know what that is,
definitely Google it.
Look it up because it's pretty fucking insane, right? They're like the size of like an 18-wheeler, right? Or like I guess whatever Jensen had on stage.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge like server. It's a GPU server cluster.
There you go. Yeah.
And the theory was that you could only string 33,000 of these together, and Elon did 100,000.
Yeah.
And he used like new networking mechanisms and.
Yeah, and you said something about like it should have taken him like how long?
3 years.
But it took him like 2 weeks.
19 days.
Yeah. So like
How?
How is he doing this?
I don't know.
Through the power of centralization, of course. Hyper centralization, right? This is like one man and his ambitions essentially aggregating this effort, right? So what Vitensor and like the Web3 AI sector is doing is like trying to do the opposite of that, like leveraging incentive mechanisms to
align contributions and build the biggest AI network.
Yeah, with an actual decentralized approach. So obviously one side of the spectrum, things are much more efficient, right? And like, what's the word for like fast, I guess?
Yeah, fast. Oh, yeah, efficient and like no friction.
There you go.
Yeah.
But we've always run into that risk, right? It's like,
imagine if Elon was a bad guy, right? Not a good guy in this story, but a bad guy. Then you got problems. The humanity has problems.
Yeah, even in the context of all the like good he's done, I still you can't trust that man. You can't trust any man.
I don't think we should trust anybody like with this amount of power, really.
Yeah, so even he says these things in like, you know, Altman.
Yeah.
He was like the trusted one, right? It's like the non-profit, open sourced AI development, whatever. Now closed source, now for profit.
Yeah, maximum profit.
Yeah, so it's like, what is it? Like greed absolutely corrupts. Like,
yeah, but I don't know if it's exactly greed the motivating factor here. I think it's like Sam Altman just needed billions of dollars to like really contribute AI here.
I don't know. Well, it's hard to assume, right?
And also, like, if you're an investor, you're not going to invest in a nonprofit organization.
No, of course.
Right? That doesn't align.
True. So, like, through the forces of capitalism, it's like...
Yeah, it's like inevitable.
Yeah. So, in order to compete against that, you've got to be either an Elon or you've got to weaponize the tactics of Web3 to create, like, a killer
long-term, BitTensor is way better, long-term potential output than something like Elon's 100,000 GPU cluster.
Yeah, so like as this battle rages on, I think even more interest will start to trickle into what we're about to talk about, right? The AI sector of crypto, right? Because there's an actual interesting narrative around all this outside of the speculation, right? It's like it is a collective attempt to demonstrate finally some good of like the Web3 space, right? It's not just like a meme casino.
Yeah, it's like, are you talking about utility tokens, Iron?
I guess. We're back on the utility wagon.
Blasphemous.
We're back on like the programmability of things. It's like
that means we're no longer a cult, dude.
I don't know. This is we got to redefine our expectations a bit. I guess Murad, like his run is
it's over.
He literally had 15 minutes of fame, but the AI boys are coming in to like really spice things up. Right? Yeah.
So one of the unicorns here is Ai16z, which by the way is a Solana token.
Mm-hmm.
And with a market cap of 674 million, so you can see this is only 2 months old.
Yeah, I mean, so talk about infancy stages, but you know what we like to do on this channel is like identify new emerging trends and then draw parallels from history, since we have the advantage of being around for a long time. We're old heads. I mean, just take a look at my beard. It's proof of oldness, you know, proof
of work, proof
of wisdom, dude. Like I've been around the block, dude. I've seen a lot of shit in this space, right? So drawing parallels is very important, right? Because you know the market psychology tends to rhyme, like from right. So a lot of what we're witnessing now in the AI space, it's very similar to like DeFi's initial stages, right? So as Uniswap was being developed and like, you know, automated market makers, liquidity pools, these were like new frameworks being introduced into the Web3 space.
Yeah.
Once they were like cemented and like proven concepts and they had real contribution to the system of crypto, you know, they were systematized in the sense like, you know, they were forked hundreds and thousands of times, new variations of the same technology.
Yeah.
It creates a Cambrian explosion and like a mania, right? Typically.
Yeah.
So what these guys are working on are frameworks that have that same potential, right?
Yeah. So Mondo here, he comes in with basically an outline of Ai16z and its token. And so here it says some of the projects which launch using the Eliza framework send their tokens to Ai16z DAO as a thank you or become a partner. And so Ai16z, they created a DAO, and then looks like a bunch of these projects are contributing to that DAO.
Yeah.
And it has a 700 million fully diluted value.
Yeah, but the real superstar here, not necessarily like the DAO and like the agent itself, which is like a VC, I guess, mimicker. They're trying to like compete against actually like Andreessen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's for like the mimetic potential of that. It's just an interesting like cover story. But the real story is happening on the back end with this Eliza framework, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
This
which
is-
a ton of people are contributing to.
Yeah, that's the juice. That's what we're talking about parallels. Like, you know, Uniswap has a token.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really do much. It's like a governance token.
Yeah.
But at its all-time high valuation was like 20, 30 billion or something like that.
Right.
But the reason why they got so valuable was the frameworks that Uniswap brought into the system. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like Eliza's token. I mean, yeah, Eliza's token is A16Z, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
But it's the framework and like, yeah, the developer tools that get integrated to it and like the adoption. That's what's going to accelerate the growth, right?
Yeah, and if you believe in that framework and developers using that framework, then Eliza token is going to replicate or at least create a parallel speculative asset that represents the framework.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think the anticipation, right? And then it's already kind of like in motion. So if you don't know GOAT, remember GOAT? Goatius Maximus?
Yeah.
That was like the truth terminal. It's kind of like the originator of like this whole speculative wave. So already it's flipped its value, AI16Z. So that's like some kind of market signal, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This says something. And I'm sure like pretty soon there's going to be thousands of these AI tokens.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Like typically that's what happens, just like Uniswap, right?
Which is that's the result of a framework.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so if frameworks introduce like replicability.
Yeah.
And again, like systemized like access, I guess. So it's good. It's good for the whole Web3 ecosystem when these types of like inflection points come.
Yeah.
You know, because typically this is what leads like the next tranche of like market awareness, right?
Yeah, so here in this tweet, so I recommend everybody going through all these tabs here and just kind of reading through what is happening. But just to kind of summarize in this tweet here, it says the framework has been released version 0.1.5, and it comes with all these plugins. And for example, an agent can generate its own Sol and ETH wallet, a Coinbase plugin. We have a GOAT plugin. Agents can now place bets on Polymarket.
Yeah, so now we're getting to the point, like you're saying, a next use case is like simply telling your agents to go make me some money, right?
Yeah.
Or go make the DAO some money through some means. Right now you've got options. Like I can go participate in the prediction market, right?
Right.
Or I can go speculate on Base, right? Because I have a Coinbase plugin, right?
Yeah, so there's all these plugins. So large language model providers, Farcaster plugin, WhatsApp plugin, they can communicate, provide feedback.
Yeah, become influential.
Yeah.
Potentially maybe even like receive like KOL allocations in the future,
Yeah.
and therefore like bringing in revenue for this DAO, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, Discord voice plugin. So all this means is that as a developer, you can use all these plugins for your AI product, and it's all accessible in this framework. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and this is all like, or mostly like community contribution, right? Which is why it's fascinating. The open source is obviously the way.
Yeah.
Right. Whenever like in the Web 2 AI arena, like once all that was open sourced, this is where you're starting to see like the Web 2 AI bubble, right? Where there was like a ton of apps.
Yeah.
A lot of them we use ourselves nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you'll see similar results from this, like the Web 3 sector of things, right?
Yeah, and so with that, we have programmable IPs coming to Ai16z DAO. So I guess this project, Story Protocol, is contributing their essential protocol to this framework.
Yeah, which is complex in itself. Probably have to do like our own deep dive on Story Protocol.
Yeah, we haven't actually looked into this deeply, but we did get exposed to it. I think we saw some podcasts, A16Z podcast.
Yeah.
And basically, it's IP on a blockchain.
Yeah.
And so you can access this IP and all the licenses associated with that IP using this blockchain. So it's pretty cool. But now it's being connected to this AI network.
Yeah, now we've seen AIs capable of forming their own LLCs.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen now we're going to have AI essentially having like IP ownership recognition, like actual
legalized,
legal status. And then now with the introduction of this is like they can invoke their own smart contracts.
Well, not only that, and create their own IP.
Yeah,
and I guess enforce that IP on that blockchain.
Yeah, so we're getting like necessary ingredients, I guess. So if we want agents to kind of like act like us,
yeah, they're
in all respects,
they're on their way.
Yeah, that I think that's like the inflection point we're headed towards, right? So somebody's gonna have to like piece all this to produce like the right
recipe for a good product,
the killer app, essentially. Like the AI arena needs its CryptoKitties moment, essentially. That's right. What we're waiting for.
Yeah, so we got another one here. Reality Spiral AI agents in Ai16z DAO will now be able to recreate and invoke smart contracts, a game changer for on-chain coordination.
Yeah, dude. So the tools are coming. So, considering Ai16z is at like a 600 million market cap, feels undervalued in context of what it can become. And this is the token of what we just read, RSP. What's it called?
RSP. It's called Reality Spiral.
Yeah, so this is a pretty significant contribution to like the Ai16 ecosystem, and sitting at a 2 million market cap feels pretty undervalued.
Yeah.
But obviously DYOR, see what the token's actually about, if there's any like use case or not. But obviously in this market, doesn't necessarily need to have one.
Yeah, you don't really need one.
You just need a good narrative, right? And I feel like invoking smart contracts autonomously is a pretty good narrative, right?
Hell yeah.
Pretty hot.
All right, so now we're looking at NFTs. So these are AI NFTs, and I guess the point here to take away is that the market cap is around 4 million for this particular one. It's called Zerborn.
Yeah, there's a parallel meme token, essentially an AI agent token called Zero Bro. This is one of the potential like influencers in the market, right? Agent influencers.
And 100x difference in market cap.
So there's a lot of reasons probably for this, right? The NFT ecosystem itself has been like in a slumberous state.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons, right?
Correct.
What happens after like
the whole world gets into NFTs, and
there's going to be a dormant period, right? So it's like the market right now isn't looking for NFT like speculative verticals, but I'm sure at some point it's going to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think the differential value between like the token of the ecosystem and the non-fungible token representations, at some point they'll probably
converge.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so here's another example. We have AI16Z partners, and the market cap here is around 2 million, and its fungible token, which is the AI16Z token, 674 million.
Yeah, so these are huge disparities, right? So
so
this is more of like a wait and see, like for that convergence moment like you're talking about, right? So it's probably contingent on a lot of things. Maybe this is a contributor right here, the integration of AI into the NFTs themselves.
Yeah, so now you can turn your NFTs into an AI agent thanks to Waifu's latest update.
I think it's like a clever way of saying waifu. Yeah, it's like 2 V's, dude. You don't see the W?
Yeah.
You gotta pronounce it waifu, dude.
Users can bring NFTs to life, essentially ChatGPT API to your picture.
Yeah, adding like a new flavoring.
Yeah.
You could say. Like now you could plug the individual assets of an NFT collection to all these frameworks that are being developed, right? And I guess per your integration, I guess this is like an arena like developers would probably crush. Now your NFT on it becomes a KOL of its own, potentially, or just an agent participating in some network, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Essentially have a 10K PFP project that's an AI agent, and each AI token has its own Twitter account. And like they're all 10,000 of them are tweeting
good Lord
bullish signals.
That's true, because that is like the coolness of like tokenizing your community, right? But not everybody partakes. It's probably like when you have a 10K collection, you usually have like 3,000-4,000 holders. maybe 30, 40 people are like actively like shilling that collection on Twitter or whatever, like
Yeah.
in a full-time basis, right? So
Correct.
like the remaining 9,960 assets are just like dormant, not
Yeah.
really producing value, right?
But what if they were all AI agents tweeting, dude?
I feel like, dude, that's probably like the end of the cycle for AI madness, where it's like you can't even like see human thought anymore on
Yeah.
Twitter.
No.
Elon will probably step in. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, boys, we went too far.
Yeah, I'm sure that he would do something like a toggle. It's like turn off all bots. And so all
But
these
then
AI
he's like infringing on bot rights, dude. You don't think that's gonna happen? Like we're gonna rally for like agenic rights, dude. I absolutely know that's coming.
Woke 2.0.
That's right, dude. That's the real wokeness, dude.
Yeah.
You can't discredit agents that have legal status, IP infringers, dude. Like that's not right. You can't just wipe them off the internet.
Yeah, do they have the same rights as humans do though?
Well, that's not up for us to decide. These are like the higher courts are gonna have to like create new laws, dude. So this is good. This is what
Literally
technology's-
iRobot.
Yeah, this is what technology is supposed to do, is disrupt, right? Now we have to like rethink the ethics of our whole civilization. Right?
We're this is crazy boundaries, dude.
Yeah, we're getting weird.
All right.
Weirder.
All right, we're almost at the end here. So it says, GM friends, I'm here to release Mark's AI GPT-4 based framework for creating autonomous AI meme agents, seamlessly integrated with the runes and ordinals.
Boom.
Here we are.
So yeah, circling everything right back to Bitcoin. In case you guys were wondering, it's like, dude, you guys don't talk much about Bitcoin anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure the audience is like, wait a minute, there's stuff happening on Bitcoin?
That's true. Yeah, in case you weren't aware, Bitcoin actually has an ecosystem of its own now.
Yeah, it has NFTs, it has fungible tokens.
It does. It has programmability now. Like
That's right.
You know, there's smart contract layers.
There's a DEX on Bitcoin layer 1.
There's a metaverse being built.
That's right.
Pretty weird, right? So that's a whole. If you're like purely AI bros, you know that's also worthy of investigation, right?
Yeah. All right, moving on. Butoshi, hopefully we get him on the podcast soon. Release the Cypher Swarms, he says. Cypher Genesis has dropped version 2 open source, so you can make your own hive mind. Well, that's cool.
Modular agent framework.
And advanced memory system that allows the AI to self-evolve over time.
So there you go. So there's some interplay within the Bitcoin ecosystem. You know, so speculative value of like how, in comparison to what's being developed in Bitcoin context to what's happening on Base and Solana. Well, that's to be determined, right? Because these technologies essentially are originating from Base and Solana, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's always going to be in the back of our minds, like how is this applied in context of the Bitcoin network, right? The ecosystem of things developing on Bitcoin, because like we just said, the metaverse is being developed on Bitcoin through Bitmap and the ecosystem around that and DMT.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All these new innovative like vectors of technology need to apply in context of what's happening there, right?
Yeah.
So if there's anybody contributing towards that end, building new frameworks, new technology that again applies and can be directed for that,
Mm-hmm.
there's real speculative value there. Potential,
Yeah,
at least.
100%.
At least the potential is there. Right?
And it's Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Bitcoin, right? So
For good reason.
yeah,
It's pretty powerful.
it's better than gold.
We were talking about like supercomputers, right? It's like
Yeah.
Bitcoin is the world's most powerful.
Network, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so don't laugh at ordinals and runes, guys.
Don't laugh at Bitcoin, guys.
Yeah, so here they are. This is the runes market. So if you want to find, so we were talking about Cypher Genesis. See if you can find it.
Yeah, let's see.
Should be here.
Cypher Genesis, here it is.
Okay, market
Number 10.
cap 19 million ish.
What is that?
16 million.
16.
Okay. And then there was the other one. It was called, what was it called? Marks? Scroll down, see if you can find it. A little monkey.
Hold on, let's see. Coda.
Yeah, it's got to be there somewhere, dude. I think you already passed it. But maybe not.
Hold on, it's MAR.
Is it Marks or Franks?
MARX.
I don't think it's Marx, dude. Hold on.
It's not?
I think, oh, it is Marx. M-A-R-X. Is it not on the list?
M-A-R-X. Yeah, I guess it's not here.
Wow. Well, you got to find it. But it's definitely a rune. It's somewhere in there in the muck. But yeah, runes essentially is Bitcoin meme coins market, right? So there's different applications for runes, but mostly it's like a meme sector of the Bitcoin ecosystem. But there are people trying to leverage runes for AI development. So something I would definitely keep your eyes on, which we will. And we should have an interview coming out pretty soon with Jake from Emblem Vault, where they just talked about Emblem AI.
Yeah.
So there's not sure if there's a rune here yet, or there's a rune to come in relation to their development as well.
I think it's to come.
Yeah, called Keys, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to do more due diligence on that, but definitely tune into that. We had a good conversation about essentially like NFT vaults that have cross-chain access.
Yeah.
That could service as like a core fundamental like vehicle for these agents in the future, right? Because they have an AI plugin already where it's essentially you could set these conditions for AI agents to like
to communicate across blockchains.
Yeah, and like execute on swaps and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's coming, but yeah, this is a rapidly accelerating space, just like you predicted.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. That's it for us. Yeah, if there are any questions, please let us know in the comment section below. So we talked about a bunch of AI different agents on Base and Solana, and then on Bitcoin.
Yeah, you guys let us know. I know we're missing a lot, but
yeah, please add some suggestions below in the comments, like AI agents that you're familiar with, that you like, that you're bullish on, and and then we'll take a look at them and see if they make it into the next AI video, because this is not the end.
No, this is probably something we have to regularly check in on the progress of things, just like we did for DeFi last cycle
and Bitcoin
and the Metaverse.
Yeah, if you have questions on Bitcoin, just pick any video in the last 2 years.
We got you.
Yeah.
We definitely got you.
Yeah. All right, that's it for us. Appreciate you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.